Hello everyone and welcome to part 4 of the Archery tutorial series. In this video we'll continue from where we left off last time. We will work on the animations for aiming and then we'll worry about shooting and the math behind it and so on. So without further ado, let's dive into the animation blueprint. And I did a few things off screen. I'm gonna have to show you all of that. I had those. I'm gonna explain them one by one. Just to give you like an idea, this was responsible for aiming and the animation, how the animation changes based on the direction you're aiming at. So I created this blended space, which was a duplicate from this one. I just duplicated it. And I added the animations for aiming. So I'm gonna right click here and gonna show you these animations. Bow, shoot, aim, idle in place. Same for these two. These are exactly the same. Then I tweaked the speed from 600 down to 150, as your speed while you're aiming is gonna be 150 tops. Then I took the aim walk forward in place, aim walk forward right, aim walk right, aim walk backward right, and then backward. On the other hand, we have forward left, left, backward left, and finally backward again. When you have all this, it should look like this. This is forward, forward right, right, forward left, back. And same thing for the other directions. Now once you have that set up, you're gonna put it down. Just put it down anywhere for now. I'm gonna show you where you can hook it up later. Direction and speed we already have. Then I had this animation offset that I told you about. We haven't used it until now. So for now, just skip this part. We don't need it. I'm just gonna hook this up with this. Now you will see two new variables, aim yaw and aim pitch. For this one, I went to event graph and I created a new function. I added it here. In this new function, we have the following. We get the character, the aim rotation of the character, delta rotated with the actor rotation. Once we get that, we clamp the values, the yaw between minus 90 and 90. The same thing for the pitch between minus 90 and 90. Make its own variable and connect it to it. Same thing with the yaw. And skip this one for now. I'm gonna explain it later. Now we need to worry about when, like if you play for now and you equip the weapon, you try to aim, there's no animation. Now to make the animation happen, we're gonna have to specify when are we actually in aiming. So we have this function, save active state tag, which is only for TCF users, by the way. If you're not a TCF user, just make sure you have a boolean being set up only when you're aiming. So this is how it is for the TCF users. We go back to the anim graph, wherever you're setting your animations, right here. We won't be targeting in Archery, so this won't matter. So you can totally replace this with doing this. Now we're gonna have to blend pose by boolean, which we're gonna use as well. If you're not aiming, I'm gonna use the regular walk idle. Now we hook this up. Now we need to specify the value. Now the value is gonna be this active state gameplay tag if it's equal to aiming. If it is equal to aiming, hook this up. Now I'm gonna surpass the aim offset. I'm just gonna use this right away, just to make sure that it's working. Now if you equip the weapon and go to aiming, and you can see he went to aiming. But if I look right or left, nothing happens. Now to fix this, we had to add the aim offset, which was exactly like this. Now you will realize if I go to aiming, he moves right and left, up and down, but the values are very small. That's because the animations in the Ghost Samurai, for some reason I couldn't make it work exactly how I wanted, so I needed a different solution to this. So the solution was modifying the spline direction. So to actually just show this to you, we can just hook this up for now. And this one back to the output was. Here you'll see that I have a rotation, I created a rotation, and here we have various values. If I add, for example, 90, you can see he rotated his body to the right. minus 90, opposite direction. Now if I put this back to 0 and I switch this one to, let's say for example 90, you can see he's looking down. Minus 90 looking up. So in long story short, we have to modify this at runtime. So what I did was the same thing we did with the aim. I took the yaw and put it exactly like it is. Now this is supposed to be the pitch broken down from the delta rotator. However, it doesn't work with the rotation created, so it had to be multiplied by -1 to reverse the value and back to pitch. Now, I don't need the pitch to be 90 degrees down because that will look extremely weird. So the minimum value will be -45, the maximum will be 45. The yaw can remain at -90 or 90 or however you prefer. For me, I found that -65 to 65 was reasonable. Now if you go back to here, let's put everything back to normal. Get this one here. We're gonna surpass this because we don't need it anymore for the issue I mentioned. And we're gonna put this down here. Now to clean this up, let's move this up. Oh, we actually surpassed this, which we shouldn't. So this one goes here and this one goes here. The aim offset we don't need. So this is what happens when we are in aiming. So without further ado, let's try. Now, if I equip, aim, you can see me moving right and left. However, if I walk, my whole rotation is being changed, and that's because of the orient rotation to movement. Now, to fix that, we're gonna have to go to wherever we put the archery aiming at. So aiming state, and for the aiming state, we're gonna have to get the owner character, and then get the character, get character movement component, and from this one, orient rotation to movement, set it to false. Let me try again. And if I walk forward and backward, you can see it's working. But right and left wasn't working. Now let's find out why right and left isn't working. Now if you go back to this part, walk aim directions are not exactly working like we expect it to be. Here we have the value of 90 goes to right and -90 goes to left. Let me just print out the value of the direction. Now if you go to direction, and let me hook all those up, print. I just need direction to find out what's my direction at. I'm in aiming, something is unhooked still. Yeah, this value. Yeah, that's the thing we were missing. If you notice, again, that's for TCF users only, we removed targeting altogether because we didn't need that, so just skip this for now. Now we aim backward, forward, right, and left. All working as they should be. Next, we're gonna worry about shooting the arrow. But for now, we forgot one more little thing. If you go back to aiming, whenever you exit aiming, you're gonna have to set this back. So copy all those. Whenever end state is called, make sure this is called, and back to true. This represents when you entered aiming, and this represents when you exited aiming. And that's it for this video. See you in the next one.